Need to have a word with you, JP Morosi on the Inside Corner. I'm a DMV girl. I got my Orioles jersey on. I'm a huge Nationals fan. You're smiling because you know where I'm going with this. I opened up my phone this morning. I see the headline, Nats GM Mike Rizzo viewed as a potential candidate for the White Sox job. Excuse me? Explain yourself. Good morning. What do you know?
Lauren, good morning. Yes, well, Mike Rizzo's contract, as we have talked about in recent weeks, still is not yet finalized with the Washington Nationals. And while he has built his career in Washington, D.C., he is, Lauren, a Chicago native.
Get out of here.
It's a very interesting situation to watch unfold. I still think there's a pretty strong chance that he remains in D.C. He, of course, built the World Series championship club there just 4 years ago. But until the ink is dry on a contract extension for Mike Rizzo there in D.C., the possibility of Chicago still remains. A few more names to watch. James Click, speaking of World Series winning GMs, he built one of those teams last year with Houston. He's now an executive with the Toronto Blue Jays. Keep an eye on him. An up-and-coming executive, Preston Mattingly, well-known name in baseball. He's certainly a very valuable member of the front office there in Philadelphia. And Chris Getz, Lauren, Chris Getz is the top internal candidate. He's been a very strong executive there with the White Sox for a number of years, running the player development there on the South Side. So those are four names. I still believe there was some thought that maybe it'd be a quick hire from within. It does seem to me, Lauren, the White Sox will take their time with this, interview candidates from around the sport over the coming weeks. As I said in a statement this week, they do expect to have a candidate in place to run baseball operations there on the South Side by the end of September.
You were the one who told me Max Scherzer was leaving D.C., and now this. Our friendship is on thin ice. Hey, JP, I'm still not over the Shohei news. I don't think any of us are. The tear, and then the fact that he's going to hit while he awaits a second opinion. Wow, talk about for the love of the game.
Right, Lauren, it really is extraordinary. And certainly tonight at Citi Field, how about this matchup? Shohei Ohtani versus Kodai Senga on the mound for the Mets. That'll be a great storyline followed on both sides of the Pacific. But Lauren, to your point, it's been reported first by Alden Gonzalez of ESPN, Shohei plans to continue hitting. Remarkable. He kept hitting after getting the diagnosis of a UCL tear in between games on Wednesday. Just extraordinary what he continues to do for the sport. And now, of course, the question turns to what this means for his future. And Mark Feinsand wrote a really good and detailed story at MLB.com about exactly that issue. First and foremost, we don't know necessarily if he will definitely have elbow surgery, and if so, what kind. That's one major question. The second part is, for Shohei, how important is it to him that he remain a starting pitcher? I use the word starting intentionally there because perhaps he would consider coming back as a reliever. That might result in a shorter time span for his rehab. A lot of uncertainty there. Does he decide to potentially re-sign with the Angels if there is surgery recommended and rehab there where he's comfortable and then hit the open market again in a couple years' time? A lot of uncertainty. I still think this is one of the more fascinating offseason discussions that we have ever seen. Of course, he is still, one thing that hasn't changed, about a month away from hitting free agency in one of the more closely followed free agencies we have ever seen in Major League Baseball.
We're thinking about the best in our game. I love how the Reds kept going up to him, touching him, as if to say, wow, you're a real person. We certainly wish him the best. You are giving love to Zach Galloff, and you should. We were just showing the highlight earlier on. Robert was doing it, and I get it, small sample size, but the small sample size has been insane. What kind of player can he realistically be?
He could be an all-star, up-the-middle player, Lauren, with power. Not a lot of people like that in the game. Zach Galloff, I've heard tremendous things from people close to the A's about not just his play, but his leadership as well. A native of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, played at UVA, so he is someone that certainly, Lauren, as you're talking about the DMV, there he is. He's one of your natives, exactly, right in the neighborhood. And look at this, the fastest ever to 10 career home runs as a member of the Oakland Athletics. So his OPS, Lauren, right now is close to 1,000. He's batting second for the A's. So in the midst of all the comings and goings for this franchise, a team in transition, we love highlighting someone who's really doing great work and staying focused for manager Mark Kotsay, who's also done a very good job of keeping things going in the right direction there for the Oakland Athletics. So Zach Galloff, know the name and keep his name in mind when it comes to filling out your AL Rookie of the Year ballots this year.
And the future's bright. We know his name already. JP Morosi, happy Friday. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks, Lauren. All the best.
Thanks for the time. It's time.